And on our Tuesday show, our analysis of the president's speech continues after this break. Up next, what the American people are saying in our Radio Rumble. We cross the country with those three radio hosts.
Then, when these women were asked for a receipt at Walmart.
Right. Let's Radio Rumble, Mr. Kilmeade. President Obama making the case for military action last night in Libya during his speech before the nation. Watch.
To brush aside America's responsibility as a leader, and more profoundly, our responsibilities to our fellow human beings under such circumstances, would have been a betrayal of who we are. Some nations may be able to turn a blind eye to atrocities in other countries. The United States of America is different.
So should the United States be the world's police force? And aren't there other countries facing similar atrocities? Let's turn to our Radio Rumble right now. Talk show hosts with different perspectives. From Memphis, green left, Ben Ferguson. From San Diego, in the middle, Mason Weaver. And from D.C., Victoria Jones. Good morning to all of you.
Morning.
Good morning.
Ben,
I am not in the middle.
Well, you are on the screen. You're absolutely right. Ben, let's start with you. Did it sound to you as if the President of the United States were suggesting that maybe we are the world's police force?
Absolutely, which is funny because that's exactly what he said we weren't going to be when he ran for president and what he criticized George Bush for doing. What you had last night is the president said, hey, if anyone around the world will stand up for freedom, you have a friend in the United States of America. Tell that to the people in Yemen. Tell that to the people in Iran. Tell that to the people at all these places around the world where the United Nations says there's massive human rights abuses, where people have stood up and America has not come there. And really what the president said last night was, look, you need to hire a really good PR firm. If you want us to come help you, you got to get on TV, because if we don't see it and I don't see it at the White House, you don't have a friend in America. But at the end of the day, he's saying, I'm the police force, wherever the cameras are, and wherever it makes me look good.
Well, Ben, I'll tell you what, in the Brady Bunch box right below you, Victoria is going, no, no, no. Victoria, what do you think?
Because that's not what he said. He said in this particular country at this particular time. He made it very clear that we're not going to go everywhere for every particular case. We do what we can do. We don't do everything. And if you remember what Gaddafi said, he said, we are coming tonight. We will find you in your closets. We will have no mercy and no pity.
Victoria, Victoria, hold on a second, Ben. Victoria, you say the president didn't go far enough last night.
Far enough in what sense?
Well, that's what you took. He didn't reach enough.
I think what the president did last night was to lay out the case for why we went there. I don't know that he laid out enough of an end game, but I think he very clearly laid out why we went there. I think he also made it clear we're not coming everywhere, and the administration stated that very clearly yesterday, that every country is different.
All right, Mason, what do you think about last night?
Victoria, you're going to have to stop listening to everything a handsome guy says to you. I mean, he's not going to go next time someplace else.
Really?
What
You're going to play the sexism card at 6:30
It's not sexism, lady.
That's all you got?
You can blame that. You can holler and scream that when someone says something you don't like, if you want to. I don't mind being sexist to you. I'm a grown man, so if you don't like it, get over it. But the fact of the matter is, Obama yesterday laid out a very dangerous strategy. He said that if the UN okays it, and if the Arab League supports it, and if it's for support of Chinese oil, we'll send our American troops to war. Let me tell you as a veteran what the U.S. doctrine really is. It is saying that if a foreign government destroys a U.S. airlines and kills hundreds of passengers, if a foreign government goes into a nightclub frequented by U.S. soldiers and kill people, you have forfeited your right to be a government. And I suggest that Libyan and every dictator find a place for exile, because we will not tolerate it. That should have been a doctrine.
Ben?
But look, here's my big issue with last night. The main thing the president said, which was a total contradiction to what I thought our foreign policy was, Secretary Gates said on Sunday morning, he said, look, they did not pose a threat to this country. It was not in our national interest, but we went anyway. That's the definition of being a police force to the world.
That's not what he said.
Victoria,
it's a popular thing to do.
Ben?
That's exactly what Secretary Gates said on Sunday.
One at a time, one at a time. Ben, thank you very much. Victoria will give you the final word.
He said it was not vital, but it was in our national interest. It was in our interest to go in to stop another Srebrenica.
All right. I know you've got radio shows, all three of you, later today, and you've got to go to work. Ben Ferguson in Memphis, Mason Weaver in San Diego, and Victoria Jones in D.C. Thank you all. Great.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
Love you, Victoria.
Mr. Kilmeade, time for some